So is there any one thing that stands out to you, either one of you, that you would say has kept you a faithful member of St. Mark's for this long?
More and more friendly people.
More and more friendly people.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just keep coming.
And it always feels good to have a place where you're grounded in your faith. I'm a great person. I think you can pray anywhere and you can practice your faith anywhere, but you feel grounded, you feel focused when you come into the church.
You know, once we came here and started going, I know my parents especially would get involved with different groups, and myself and my two sisters, we came to Sunday school and did that.
But you became a member at St. Mark's through confirmation class, and
right.
Reverend Fields was the
Yep,
pastor.
Reverend Fields, yeah.
So-
We met right back here in the back of the church. We had a long table.
So do you have any one memory in your time here at St. Mark's, any favorite memory that you have? Or
There's always something going on here. It's a busy church. The parking lot's got something going on all the time.
When I was on the Social Concerns Committee, I think we called it, and Bill and I ended up taking a trip to the Holy Land. Palestine has been occupied since 1967. Nothing has changed, and it's worse. The livelihood is worse now than it was when we went.
When we started going, it was basically the sanctuary and what I would call the narthex, the front door, because when I was in Sunday school, we would meet out there in that narthex lobby area. The church was involved in a fundraising activity that they did annually. St. Mark's would provide a food tent at the All Iowa Fair.
yeah.
Have you heard? It was just a lot of fun. And
Is there anything that's currently happening that's really exciting for you? Or
I think the African ministry is absolutely amazing.
It is.
I
When,
mean,
when you
it
walk
is-
down that hallway and see how many people have become members.
And the
Citizens,
citizenship.
yeah.
Citizenship, yes.
citizenship. I can learn so much from them because they are so generous and joyful, kind.
When you hear their stories, it really hits you.
Yeah. Can you think of something that you wish was the same, and then something that you are glad is not the same?
Well, things that I miss are like UMW and the related activities. More suppers and mother-daughter tea.
But there are times when I miss a good pipe organ.
Yeah.
And the organ was back here, but the piano sounds great, and the people that play it
Yeah.
are super, so.
Yeah,
that
we
would-
do have fabulous musicians.
Yep, yep.
And have had since I've been here. Anything that's happening today that you're glad that it's different from 50 years ago?
Well, maybe we could include, I think, the online service. And there are people that can't make it here that are able to worship.
And they
Yes.
do. We
And
hear that.
And it's happened, yeah, that happens.
Now, I think the youth group really has a lot of fun things to do, activities, and just all sorts of stuff. And I don't recall any of that when I was a kid.
So do you think it's easier now than it was when you started to live out your membership vows, which are upholding the church with your prayers, your presence, your gifts, your service, and your witness?
It's a habit now. Yes, it's easier.
It's easier because it's become a habit.
Yep.
But it's harder physically.
But it's harder physically to be present.
The other obstacle that has affected everybody in every facet is the pandemic and the shutdown. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just took everybody's routine away
yes, it did.
in every way, in everything.
Whereas what would you say is the most important reason to stay connected like you both?
When I had my first cancer diagnosis, it was a serious cancer. And I left the appointment where I found out, and I came directly to the church.
Yeah.
A support, a constant support.
I remember the service after 9/11. That like at noon, I think it was, but it was packed in here. It was wonderful.
There's more than just going to Sunday school and going to church. And when my sister, who had like an aneurysm, and she was in her 20s, and she was in a coma for several months. She was a quadriplegic. She was trapped inside a body that didn't work. They decided on a therapy called patterning. It took 5 people. And one person took each limb, and one person took the head. And so the person on the head was the captain of that team. Rotate the head, and then rotate arms and legs. And the success of that story is due to the St. Mark's community. You know, St. Mark's just made it happen.
Wow.
A difficult time.
But the church came through for you, and it was because of those connections and those relationships that people had. And well, that's a huge reason to stay connected to a community of faith, making sure.
We all need each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
Nobody can
much.
do it alone. Nobody can do it alone. That's for sure. So, but God is good.
Yes.
All the time, God is good, and
We know where to find him right here.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. Well, thank you, Bob, for sharing today. I appreciate it.
Happy to be
And,
here.
Yeah.